Just a quick disclaimer before this video, I am not a great F2 driver. I never claimed to be, I never probably will be. This is not the fastest way around the track. This is actually probably one of the slower ways. It doesn't include any sliding. It's just meant to get around the track safely and consistently. This uses the stable Ferrari provided by Jack, just tuned to 164 miles an hour on the tallest gear. I hope this video will just help get people up to speed faster and maybe promote a better midfield pack and make cleaner racing for Sunday and get people to maybe hopefully just show up on Sunday and be able to race faster and yeah, have a better race. So starting the pits, just kind of pull out of the pits. And the big thing we're focusing on is getting onto the track safely. Make sure we're not going to disrupt somebody else's lap. So we can full gas out of the pit, there's the pit limiter. And then just full beans until right around the 75 marker, somewhere between the 100 and the 50 you have to brake. Brake down in a second, and then when we're braking, we need to be watching our relative. Make sure you have your relative up. Make sure you're not going to hit somebody coming through on their hot lap. Once you get onto the track, as safely and as soon as possible, get to the right, because the hot lappers are going to be over on the left. That's just where the racing line is. So you can be over on the right. Don't disrupt somebody else that's trying to set a better time. That's just general courtesy at this point, especially during the hot lapping times. So that's getting out on the track as safely as possible. And then we'll cut to the turn one. So coming into turn one, we'll be somewhere around here on the track, probably going much faster than 0, but we'll be coming in and we're going to be hard on the brakes right after dash between the 150 and the 100, depending on what car you have. And it's going to be really hard on the brakes and then taper off as to not lock up the brakes. So we want to get maximum braking right at the beginning and then taper off so we're not locking up those brakes. We're going to be staying as wide as we possibly can up until right around here. And then we're going to do a sharp turn in and go for a very late apex on this turn. So we're trying to hit the apex right around here. So then we can power out once we get traction so that we're wide out here. Once we're full traction, we get over these bumps safely. And just a key note about turn one, you can do a slider line. It's possible. It's faster in some cases. And you can carry that inside the line, which then leads to those who are doing the safer line. Make sure you are aware of people on the inside line going for a pass who dived on you or something. Just make sure you're watching your car radar and you're not going to collide on that late apex. So now going down the straight, most people are going to end up on the left. You can really use a draft here and go for the pass on the inside because this following turn you'll see, but everybody's probably going to be on the left just because of the way the late racing line is going to be. So we'll get the speeds right around 166, depending on what car you're driving. Topping out your gearing, and then we're going to be braking right around somewhere between the 200 and the 150, depending on the car. Again, hard on the brakes, then taper it off. And then, again, we're going to be kind of staying on the brakes pretty late, and then once these black barrels or tires on our right, we're going to start turning in. Again, motorcycle arriving in second. Do a pretty much normal apex here, and then carry our speed out. We're going to upshift into third. And then for this turn, there's a slight left bend. When that bend starts, you start braking a little bit, and then down in a second, and then come off that bend, and then hit this apex carrying as much speed as we possibly can within reason. And then we should be turning this turn and actually upshifting right around here into third gear so that we get as much launch speed, because that's a pretty traction-y spot, into out onto this curtain. Don't go into the grass. You can either spin or invalidate a lap. It's kind of weird out there. And then once we crest over this hill, we'll be in fourth gear by this time, and then we're going to be braking just past the start of this curbing on our right. You can kind of see where my brake lines already are. Again, hard braking zone. Don't lock up the tires because you won't make this turn. It's not a really long braking zone, but just enough to get you down in speed. Second gear, pretty much normal apex in that zone. You can carry it wide. There's a good zone out here. Carry out wide, and then again, we're going to have to get over to the right again for this following last turn. Good brake marker is there's a wall on our left. If I go back a little bit, there's this white wall on our left. Once you pass that, you can start braking down in a second and make it past this apex tight here, carry yourself out wide, don't hit the curb, it'll disrupt the car, and then power out. You can go as wide as you want over here, that line does not matter, and then that is past the start-finish line for a track lap of Blackwood GP in the Lopen F2 cars. It's as easy as that. Not many turns, not a very difficult track. And here is a 14.48 second lap using the stable Ferrari as mentioned in the beginning of this video. Just to show how all of these turns kind of link together. It's really not that difficult, but just easier to show it all at one go. Remember to be safe out there, and remember to wait up for those that you collect and crashes, as the best part about Lopen is driving wheel and not really being rude to each other. So hope to see you out there on Sunday, and hope to see you guys all in the 14s at least, and maybe even in the 13s.